Alrighty, so today we have an iPhone 8 with poor battery performance and some rather obnoxious sounding vibrations. So we've had her sat on the preheater for a good long while now. First thing with most iPhones, go to the bottom, we've got to pull out the pentalobes. On these older models, the adhesives are not the strongest things in the world, especially as they weaken with age. Just start from the bottom and just work our way around. Just a little bit at a time. I generally do not recommend using alcohol to soften the adhesives on this one, just because on these older models the LCD is separate from its backlight, and so introducing moisture in there can cause water staining, and that is really hard to take care of, to the point where it's usually easier for everybody involved to just change out the screen and be done with it. So, but these old adhesives are weak enough that it is not necessary. And on these ones, they still have their little clippy hooks at the top. So you want to gently shimmy it down once you've got it opened. Just cut these adhesive teeth, and we're in already. I'm gonna leave her on the hot pad for the time being. Oop, we are dealing entirely with Philips today, at least for the battery portion. And I'm not 100% sure if the camera's picking that up or not. It looks like we have some evidence of moisture working its way in here already. Pop that battery. And I'm going to take a closer look at this. It's hard to see. This big old patch of water staining right here, and a little bit of moisture still present on the LCD shield. Now, I don't smell any off-gassing from the corrosion that may or may not have set in, so if he's lucky, he should be okay. There's no... Wow. Dumb me, not getting picture after having unplugged the battery, but onwards we forge. There was no obvious problems before. Let's pull out the battery with a generous amount of heat and alcohol. Around all the sides. And while we let that do its magic, I lied. We're going to need the the Trivane after all. Let's go fix that haptics mode. Unfortunately, that screw shield does need to come out in order to get access to the mount. Keep them all nice and organized. And I think we're going to need to pull out that speaker as well. So the screen's gonna have to come off anyways. Oh well. Don't be efficient, guys. Be safe. that, and then dunk. And we're out. All right. Let's see if we can get this battery out. Oh, that is not strong enough. Nope. That adhesive is still binding pretty well. More alcohol. Right. And as you can see, this screw mount for the haptics motor being the core reason why it is rattling around. Unfortunately, while this one is easy to access, the other one needs to come out from underneath the speaker. And the speaker needs to come out from under the motherboard. So this just turned into a massive disassembly because Apple. All right. Might be able to shimmy it out, but then won't be able to get it back in. So. Both of the screw mounts are off. I'm pretty sure that speaker has to come out. Get the speaker out, gotta take the motherboard out.
No, not really. Just
bend that flex out of the way. Perfect. Try not to be too rough on that flex. And there we go. Are both of them? Nope. Okay. So the other screw mount is still okay. He's still in there nice and secure. We just got to glue this fella back into place. Alright, glue has been declogged.
oh shit, Casey, do you remember if they want a 1 terabyte SSD or 500 gig SSD? Which is 500.
There. Slide that right back on into where it was from. I'd like to get it exact. Alrighty. That's about as close as we can hope without the microscope. Let me go have a quick gander to see how that's aligned. Yep, okay. Alrighty, so small note that we caught. This was not installed initially because this screw that I had declined to remove from the post is supposed to go through the vibrate motor mount. Side, we want to shimmy him back into place. Now that's back in, and to plug him back in if the cable wants to cooperate, which it does not right now. There we go. Now this goes in to hold that vibrate motor in place. That's why she came out. Well, might not be why, but certainly didn't do it any favors. him back in nice and tight, and we can not stick our magnets to our tools. We can lay everybody back down the way they were. With the vibrate motor settled, reinstalling the battery is an easy affair. Try and peel the residue off enough to make sure that it's all nice and flat. I like to plug in the battery just to make sure everything sits in proper alignment. And then, because we don't want power on the board, unplug it again.
It's almost done. We're just closing it up.
Yep. I need 5 minutes or less. Likely less. Alrighty. Now we can finally test to make sure that A, this new battery works, and B, that vibrate motor no longer sounds like garbage. We can pop the SIM back in. There we go. No longer does it sound like a screwdriver in a washing machine. You can put the rest of those screws back in, and away we go if we use the right screwdriver. Sometimes magnets help, sometimes they betray you. Today they have chosen the dark side. We are good. Always make sure not to pinch those LCD cables. They do like to stick their nose in where they don't belong.
Mag on the bottom.
And
The mag. Oh.
Zippentelobes. Oopsie-daisy. Oopsie-day.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I think it's in the same orientation as it is.
And there we go. One new battery and a vibrate motor that's no longer trash.